Hello, welcome to the Cafe Nightly Show. I'm your host, the Goldsmith. Today is the ninth of September, 2024. It happens to be a Monday, and it is the start of another week here in Sizzle season. This is the last one, I should say, but it's the start of the last week of Sizzle season. Tomorrow being the last drop of Sizzle season for the cosmetic drop. We do have a couple small things as we do cruise into the end of the month, but the announcements as they did come today were things that maybe less exciting than they should be, or maybe less exciting than announcements should be overall. First of them, yay! More starter bundles getting added in. Talk about starter bundles. Again, they are what they are. Talk about a little bit of what the value there is or is not. Reminder that this is something that is old inventory in a way of Upland, kind of encouraging to move things that have sat in the market for a year or more without getting minted. And just looking at that moving forward, where that lines up between the USD and the UPX split in the game of Upland, and what really makes sense with those not so special, not so in demand properties. And then we do have another we have working on making a fix for a mistake or for an error that's ongoing that is in the side of racing, in many forms of racing. So we'll get into that. Look at that. Notes on that, what's going on there, as well as hopefully headed towards the end of Sizzle season. If you are working on gamified tasks, now is a good time to head that way, finish up the last few, get the most return on your dividends, and again move towards or work towards a higher multiplier on your collection drop or on your airdrop later in this month, being snapshotted or being captured on the 15th of September. With that, we'll get into the disclaimer up front. All views and opinions expressed by myself, they're mine and mine alone. Shouldn't be taken as game strategy or financial advice that represent the game of the team of Upland. Any views or opinions of guests who do have come on, they're theirs and theirs alone. Should not be taken as game strategy advice. Should not be taken as financial advice that represent myself, the Goldsmith, the Cafe Nightly Show, or the game or the team of Upland. Easy enough. Let's get into and slide into what we are, seeing here in terms of the announcements regarding car racing that's currently being worked on and resolved. Announcement earlier today here in live updates in Discord, showed up in a few different locations as well. We're taking a look. Announcement simple, plain, easy to follow. The team is continuing to work to resolve issues with all things racing, including the seasonal racing leaderboard, which we are headed towards the end of. Go figure. We hope to have a resolution for these issues soon, and with updates, we'll update you all as soon as we have those more details to share. Thank you for your patience, and thank you for your patience as the team works through these issues. So, keynote on that again. It is the time for people to keep watching and wanting to have their eyes out on the leaderboard for racing, to know where they lie, to know where they're going to finish, to put a little extra effort in at the end, to bump themselves along the rankings. And again, that's a lot of the excitement. And good to see a 6 weeks. A lot of the excitement as you do finish a season, as you do head towards the end of the season, is to see where you are along the way, and to hopefully work towards finishing off the season strong. And it's hard to do that without seeing where you're ending up, seeing where you are lying on that leaderboard as you do finish out that season. So quick note there, obviously worth noting, worth keeping an eye on, and seeing maybe, just maybe, it would be good to get this fixed here before we do end the season up. Would have been nice to say as we were ending up the season. Other note here, again, coming from Upland this time, a little bit of a reminder here. The whole idea was these were originally supposed to be ongoing and forever. That is on the bundles, the starter bundles. They said these are ongoing. We're going to continue to add more as they sell through. Understood. Let's take a look at the announcement again. Jump in the game of Upland and take a look at the value of these bundles. We are thrilled to announce that we've just replenished the starter bundles in the store with 1,000 new bundles now available for purchase. These are legacy bundles. That includes properties previously available in the game, and it's the perfect start for those new to the property management portion of the Upland. Each bundle offers 3 discounted properties, giving you a solid foundation to build your empire. And here's the best part. Since London has been out for just over a year now, we've included London properties in this batch. Plus, there's a 7.5% chance that you will score a significantly more valuable property in your bundle. Don't miss out on this opportunity to jumpstart your property portfolio. Take a look at it. Let's just take a look at in Upland what we're looking at as far as what this bundle is and what you're getting. The reality is there's a significant difference between UpX and USD. This is a bundle that you're buying with USD. So you have to consider what the current pricing is, what current model is for considering if I'm selling something in USD versus if I'm selling that same item in UpX and what I might expect to receive on either market. And when you're looking at that and considering that, obviously you can take that same consideration into sales opportunities to buy things in UpX that you could otherwise buy in USD or vice versa. Buy things in USD you could otherwise buy in UpX and where the value might lie. So taking a quick look at the announcement game that popped up right now for the current iteration, the current bundle sale in the game. Almost there. We're going to see that, again, that we do have the majority of those bundles coming back in the game that are open currently or are available to be purchased if you choose to do so. It's not surprising. And a reminder that realistically, the pricing on these is the same as it's been. The idea of we're going to take a small percentage of the bundles and we're going to put a little sauce, a little something there, a little extra bundle there. Not too surprising. We did have a total of 16 of these, and popping it up now, a total of 16 of these bundles sell already since they've been replenished. I don't know. I don't know if that was pent-up demand. I don't really think so. I think that might be people just picking up 1 or 2 here or there. But let's take a quick look. We do see the starter bundle, $22.99. Again, 984 of those available, with 1,000 left. The advanced bundle is 103 of those 500. Those have just been sitting there unreplenished. Those are continuing to sell at $85.99. And finally, there is a pro bundle, 184 of 350 available. Again, once they sell out, I'm sure Upland will have more. $119.99. So if we look at the starter bundle, realistically, you're being told you're going to get a better value in UpX than you paid in USD. What that means is you're paying $22.99 and you're going to get more than 23,000 UpX worth of mint value. Since there's a significant difference between the USD pricing and the mint pricing, or the USD pricing and the UpX pricing on the secondary market, we could look at the two as being maybe not entirely linked at this point. So it is a large consideration, obviously, of where that value lies between the two. Seeing these bundles, seeing where the pricing has been historically or in the recent past, it is interesting and worth noting that the value really isn't the 2-to-1 that Upland had previously set out in some of these bundles. That again, you're getting 2 times the UpX for the USD you're putting in. That did make sense for a period of time. It did make sense. At the time it was being offered, that it piqued people's interest. But keeping in mind, these are properties that have been on the market for 2 years. People have had the opportunity to buy them at mint in UpX over the course of a year or 2 years or more in some cases. These properties are properties that you don't know what they are. They could be from cities that you may or may not want to have properties in. They may be in parts of the city that you don't care as much about. And maybe properties that are weird shaped or the wrong size or in the wrong part of the city, or ultimately not going to fit the structures on you want to build overall. That's kind of this idea of the random chance. You're choosing to purchase something, kind of finding out what you have along the way. Maybe this type of purchase makes sense for people who just want to be surprised, roll the dice, get what they get, and collect from there. But again, as somebody who's seriously trying to build out the property portfolio, who's trying to build out more and more properties, who's trying to do something with those properties, the history of these is they're really good for the people who are trying to figure out how to get properties in the first place. Maybe they don't know how to, or maybe they're not working on the idea of traveling to mint properties. That's all I can figure out at this point. The value, the point of having these mint randomized properties, because it's not like you're getting that huge 2-to-1 value UPX to USD. 7.5% of getting a significantly, without quantified numbers, a significantly more valuable property in that bundle. That's not enough incentive for me right now. Again, as people continue to look at these, maybe in their budget, maybe in their use of the gameplay of the game, maybe it's worthwhile. But again, I just don't see it with where the market currently sits. Love Upland to think about that, to consider that, to look at that, and do two things. Number one, give better specifics about what the value is. Why are we buying these in USD rather than buying them in OPIX? They have been sitting in the market for a year or years, and obviously at mint price, maybe the value is that the mint price is much lower, or the opportunity to purchase is much lower. Maybe, just maybe, we go back to this concept that I've floated, I've heard a couple times. If we went and had these purchased 23,000 OPIX, and they guarantee you it's at least 23,000 OPIX worth of properties or more, and that's getting you to buy 23,000 worth of properties, or 30,000 worth of properties for 23,000 OPIX. It's giving you an incentive to buy these properties that you might otherwise not mint. I understand Upland's trying to make some USD sales here, but again, the way they're attaching the value, or the value compared to the cost, it just doesn't make sense to me at this point. And I'd love to see Upland update that, or be more considerate to the value that they're giving for the cost that they're asking people to pay. So for tonight, again, it's early in the week. It's Monday. We are the last week of the month of the season of Sizzle season, and we are continuing to head towards the end of the season. The idea there, fingers crossed, is that as we head towards the end of the season, the 15th, we're going to get as close to 15 completed tasks as possible. Hopefully people are going to see that translate into a lot of Sparklet airdropped on Friday. Notation is, if you were at 15 completed tasks on the 30th, and you're still at 15 complete tasks, you can't get more, you may actually get a lower drop, because if more people are at a higher value, a higher multiplier, if the pool is the same, is divided a little bit differently, you might get a smaller share of that pie. Meaning, even though you had the same multiplier, even though you may have had the same amount of pre-TGE snapshot of earned Sparklet, you may have a lower payout overall. So just consideration as we do look forward to the end of this season. And of course, we do have a couple things going on. I did mention, I've put out there a couple times, this coming week is going to be a little difficult to get things all together for myself and do everything I can. In that I am traveling. I do have some show work to do out of town, out of the city, out of state, halfway across the country. So we'll see what my schedule looks like this coming week. But we are working towards the end of the month, the 27th and 28th, the East Coast meetup in Philadelphia. We are going to be having, again, a tour on Saturday, a tour of a number of, I think we've got 7 or 8 spots, both historical significance as well as interesting significance or potential landmark significance within the city. And then, of course, we do also have, on Friday, we just have a traditional meetup at Dave & Buster. So we're going to get those details out there continued. But that's about the details there. We'll see if we get more people registered and interested in going, and of course, continue on. I don't know, seeing one my favorite part of Upland, which is the people who are part of it. But for tonight, thank you so much for being here, Monday through Friday, 7:30 p.m. PT, in the Upland Cafe here on Discord, obviously, as well as in YouTube and on Twitter as well. Again, thank you so much for being here, and see you again tomorrow night. If you're in the Upland Cafe Discord, feel free to unmute your mics. The floor is yours.